Testing. Okay. Um. So yeah. My man Kwame is at it again. Um. Shouts out to Kwame Brown Bust Life. I don't want to be just another person just not promoting the man channel. I always want to feel like I'm adding some sort of value to the conversation. Like I wouldn't just want to sit here and just stream his conversation, without adding something to it. So yeah, and also I want to support the man. So I just wanted to take, I guess, one of his clip videos and just kind of watch it along with you guys and discuss it. Um, it's I really enjoy what he's doing though, because I think it's really smart the way he's approaching it. He started out with being a little bit more vulgar and stuff like that, and maybe not as maybe not as what's the word I'm looking for, as tactful as maybe some people would have liked, I guess. But I don't know. I think now, I guess it seems like he was doing that for a reason, like kind of he says it too, like he was doing it for more like view, like shock value, I guess, and to kind of give people some sort of entertainment value to it. But with what he's doing, I think he's really coming to his own. He's kind of developed some catchphrases, stuff like that, and it's really awesome, I think, just to see him kind of grow before our eyes and stuff like that, and kind of come kind of into his own of doing this. It doesn't seem like he's like obviously professional. I had a lot of interview or podcast experience and stuff, and so he's really blown up his channel really quickly over a very short amount of time. And I've been kind of watching and enamored with him since the beginning, and to see his growth has really inspired me, I think, to keep doing this and to kind of keep at it and stuff like that. So sorry, I'm having a bit of technical difficulties trying to get the thing hooked up. All right, seems like we good. All right, let's see what my boy got to say.
Here I go. Hey, Becky with the good hair. Let me show you something. My name stitched on that, boy. You gonna remember this K and this B, boy. You talked about my mama's son. Just remember, all you had to do was be a man and apologize. But this today ain't really about you. I just put around apologizing to everybody and asking their opinion.
Go for it a little bit.
If the kids are our next generation, why ain't the focus on their education? You would rather teach them about their gender or their identity before you teach them about coding. And which one has proven to make a child more successful? Look up the numbers for you. What happens when you teach a child coding and what they become? Why don't we have coding teachers in every school, in every class around America, if this is what make these kids successful and these kids are our future? Still think I'm crazy? Please explain to me why these teachers are sitting these young boys down in chairs that got all this testosterone, and you know they need to run around and move and do interactive learning, but you sit them in the chairs and then you punish them for wanting to get up, especially the black boy that got a little more testosterone. You make this boy sit down all day. You know what happens? See, I have a dog, and anybody that knows that have an animal, and not to say that little boys are wild animal, but we have that thing in us. And so if I don't take my dog out for a walk, you know what's gonna happen probably? If I don't get that energy out, if I don't run her, guarantee she's gonna chew the fuck out of something in that house.
Right.
So my question is, excuse me, chew the heck out of something in that house. Now my question is, why would people who are way smarter than me take the time out and not look up the numbers of what's going on and say, this is how we make a change? We're going to pay teachers the same way that we pay athletes so they can ride around in Maseratis, because kids need to do the wiggle wiggle and they need to have fun while they learning. You need to make school fun. Don't Amazon or Google do the interactive working so guys, men and women feel good about coming to work. But no, you want to pay teachers almost nothing, and then you want to have the kids sitting down all day with all this testosterone. So you're training men not to be men from the beginning. That's why so many men don't know how.
And I think that's a really important point too, especially like, well, in general, I guess there aren't a lot of male teachers like in early education, just in general, in like kindergarten or daycare or you know, first through whatever, like your first early years of life, like you pretty much around female teachers, usually white female teachers for the most part, you know, especially if you grew up like in the suburbs or something like that. But yeah, I guess the idea of like having a male figure around children at a young age for whatever reason is just kind of frowned upon. Like I was a babysitter like for the state, you know, they have like stuff you can get paid by the state, so I kind of watched two younger children for the most part, like a potty train a little girl, you know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like a thing, but like, you know, and every child that I've ever had the pleasure of being around in my life, I've always tried to, you know, have that in the back of my mind to try to be as positive of an influence as I can, and to give them, you know, whatever idea or, you know, whatever image of, you know, a positive, successful, you know, grown man, like what's supposed to look like. So I think it's really important what he's saying. And again, I think I really appreciate, you know, how he's coming at it now, you know, and he said that he actually made this video, you know, for children and stuff like that. So he's trying to clean it up and all of that sort of stuff. So man, kudos to you, big dog. Yeah, for sure. So I guess let's keep going.
Gotta be men. That's why so many of them brainwashed, buying shoes. Now y'all can say, why now? Why now, Kwame? Well, why would I talk while I'm getting paid by them? Remember, I just said I'm not above the rules. They had their hand in my pocket. I was getting paid. Why would I talk and not be able to help mama so my mama can sprinkle her cooking on the golf course? That's why they not talking. That's why they not saying nothing. That's why they keep giving you these celebrities that they control. Yeah, mama's cooking. They're not giving you no real heroes that's out here in the ground. And any celebrity that talk like I'm talking, I keep getting people telling me, oh, pray for them, be okay for them, y'all watch out for them. So y'all been trained already too. Y'all know better. Ain't that better? Patrice O'Neal. R.I.P. So they got y'all trained too. They got all of us trained. When they started that following and like, now it's all about who we like. Right. It's not about the conversation. You can mention certain people's name. Hey, let me tell you what Candace Owens said. Oh, I don't like her. I don't even want to hear that. But let me tell you what she said. Oh, hell no. Excuse me. They don't even want to hear it. They trained you now. You in a simulation. They trained you not to like me. Mm-hmm. And they went all around the world with Stephen A. Smith, their little yard dog, and all of the media. I'm talking about 10 years, 20 years. But even after I'm done playing, they ask players about me. And players, I don't blame them. They didn't understand what they was doing. And I'm so wrong, Stephen A. It's just about me. I'm just this little bus that's angry. It's just about me. Stephen A., what did you tell Westbrook? What did you tell Westbrook? Didn't you allegedly? Because I got to watch what I say around y'all because y'all watching me. That's why I'm in the garage and watching the background and everything I'm doing. Told you I'm going to be away from you. It's moving different. I'm almost cooking. So, and you YouTubers that streaming me, please put mine, because I'm allowing you to do it for now. And then I'm going to tell you when not to do it. And I'm only going to let a certain few YouTubers that was messing with me before, Ticket TV, Jada Black, I'm missing one guy. And he my Carcino. I'm going to mess with those dudes. And Tommy, you definitely can do it. You already know that. But everybody else, y'all going to stop streaming me and getting all these views. And y'all not even putting my bus life even in the description box.
I got you, big bro.
So that's a little rude. But that's okay.
Shout out.
Like I said, I want to get the message out first.
KwameBrownBustLife.
If I'm so wrong,
100%.
Stephen A.,
like
why did you tell Westbrook to retire? Allegedly, I think. Maybe. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just saying something. My opinion. I'm crazy, so I'm just saying it. But I think you told Westbrook to retire. And then I think, allegedly, you told Westbrook that when he started playing well, you didn't even congratulate the Black Lion. You said he should thank you.
Damn, that's deep.
A dude that never played the game at the same level, he should now bow down to you and thank you. Boy, y'all did a good.
That's another point I think. I want to hit on. So, yeah, that's deep as hell. So obviously, Russell Westbrook is the one playing, and Stephen A. Smith from his perspective, and I think a lot of these analysts feel like from their perspective that they are the ones that are challenging the athletes and holding them to a higher standard. You know what I mean? And I think it's obviously a bit disingenuous because you're not the one that's in the gym, right? You're not the one putting in the work. You don't know everything behind the scenes. Like I know Stephen A. probably has like a bunch of sources and all of that sort of stuff, like maybe not as many as he did before, but you don't know everything. And every player isn't going to tell you everything. If they're sick, if their shoulder's messed up, like he was saying his was, if your mom dies, if your best friend dies, or something, anything that happens in your life that affects your work productivity, it's almost like, to be honest, the thing that makes me cringe about Stephen A. is that he tends to really like toe this line of corporate, rigidity, where, he's all about obviously showing up to work every day, which I do agree with, being on time, all those sort of things. Like the main values of what he talks about, I definitely agree with. But there is also this mentality where it's like, there's still, should be some sort of leeway. There should be some sort, especially now during the pandemic, right? We see it, right? Where I think going forward, we're really going to change the way that we thought about how, if we were sick, if we went to work or not, right? Like something as simple as that, where before our mentality was, hey, it doesn't matter. If you coughing a little bit, go into work, right? But a lot of other countries, they don't do that. France, for instance, you know what I'm saying? I know that's a really big thing for them. Like China, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're not feeling well, they don't encourage you to go to work because they don't want to spread diseases and all that sort of stuff. And also I think it increases productivity when you have able-bodied people that actually want to be there at work. Then you'll know the people that actually want to be there. You know what I'm saying? So, I think inherently, obviously, you're gonna get certain values out of people, but the way that he expresses it, and especially for these athletes who aren't just regular corporate employees, right? Like they have a whole different spectrum of reality that they got to think about. You know what I'm saying? Other than, the average person. So I definitely understand what he's saying and how he obviously does make a living excoriating these individual black men, you know what I'm saying, who again, from his perspective, he is holding to the highest standard and the highest caliber, and he thinks that he is pushing basketball to a whole nother height, I guess. And I guess it's super debatable on whether or not that is actually the case, because these players are the ones that's putting in the work. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think there was a sports reporter that made Kobe into the player that he is, you know? And I didn't never obviously make it anywhere close to the NBA, but in my short basketball career, like, I was putting in that work for a lot of the same reasons that he's talking about. I wanted to get my mom into a better position. I wanted to be able to get my family out of this poverty mindset and get them into a whole nother mindset. And I think that in an inverted way, just obviously the lessons that you learn from basketball and through that sort of stuff, like, they teach you that. And I didn't necessarily make it in basketball, but making it as a coder, like he said, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I still was able to show my people and the people around me another example. So, you know, I think that's what most of us set out to do, you know, or we should set out to do. So I 100% agree with him.
Good job destroying masculinity and flipping it upside down and giving us a loud mouth, effeminate male that don't do nothing but talk and bash and take away the manhood of stronger men that in the real world we could just. And I'm not promoting violence, kids. Okay, that ain't enough. Stephen A., what did you tell Andrew Wiggins? You not tearing down black men? Y'all not, that's not what y'all doing? I'm just an angry, crazy dude, right? So, I think, allegedly, I hope, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm crazy. I snapped. But I think I heard something like, you said trade this young man, mama's son, for a box.
Wow.
You talking about this man, mama's son, like that. You said trade this man for a box in front of those white folks, and you acting like some white folks. And I don't want white folks as a whole to get offended by this, because Miss Perry, which is a white woman, and her husband, Mr. Perry, helped me out. So I will never talk about it as an all. But we all know, y'all understand, when we talking, it's never an all. But Stephen A., you said that in front of these white folks about a young lion that is way more successful than you. Boy, you jumping and bucket dancing good, boy. How much they pay you, boy? I bet you they triple your salary every time you emasculate a black male that's strong. And you do it for the world to see. It's like a gladiator versus a you.
Now, another thing, so I think it's also what plays against Stephen A. is sometimes his vocabulary works against him, because he is so fiery. That's what he's known for. That's what got him famous, right? And he is able to come up with these very provocative catchphrases very, very easily. And so once something starts grabbing a hold, and then you obviously start realizing that the public has picked up on that, you know, you're going to keep going with it. And obviously you're doing it at the expense of someone else. Like Skip Bayless does the same thing. You know, they pick and choose. I don't know if they sit behind the scenes and do this, but it's almost like they pick and choose which sides they're going to be on. It's like, all right, I'm going to take LeBron. You're going to take KD. I'm going to take Kawhi. You're going to take Kyrie. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to hate on this guy. You're going to hate on that guy. And then we going to meet somewhere in the middle. I don't know if that's exactly what happens, but it never seems like who they like on the show ever lines up and overlaps with the other person, because obviously that's not going to make for a good debate show. I heard allegedly, like he was saying, allegedly that there was the producer for ESPN First Take, right? She's the one that started like years ago, like 10 years ago, when it was like still cold pizza, maybe a little bit longer. She started this whole debate format of like, hey, okay, we're going to put 2 people against each other, or we're going to put 4 people against each other, and then they're going to just debate for 30 minutes. And like when Skip Bayless talked about it the other day, like when they actually went to the debate format and gave them that platform, because before it was like any other show, and then they would do like a segment of debate. But First Take Cold Pizza was really the first one to just say, you know what, we're just going to do debate the whole show. And then it polarized everything. Allegedly, I think she went on to become the producer or the program director at Fox News, maybe CNN, Fox News, one of those, I don't know. But it bleeds into how we look at our news media and how we digest our news media. And what do? They split people up on a panel. They put them into groups. You'll have 2, 4, or 6 or whatever the hell people, and then they'll just sit there and debate, and no one actually gets a point across. They have 30 seconds to really sum up the most important issues on the planet, and each person is trying to get, you know what I'm saying? It's madness. It's chaos to think that they could actually do it like that. But I think from what I've heard, from what I've seen, it all kind of started with ESPN First Take, and they pick a side, and it's polarizing, and it's good television, it's engaging, you know what I'm saying? But it is at the expense of these athletes, because him saying that Andrew Wiggins should be traded for a box, bro, like that's crazy. Like if you look at the man rating on 2K, I mean, like he has the whole full package skill set. You know what I'm saying? The fact that it doesn't necessarily come across to him like being one of the best players in the freaking league, but then to go as far as, you know, because again, he's Stephen A. So all right, trade him for a box. Like, okay, you know what I'm saying? At a certain point, like we get that you're being tongue in cheek, maybe, but you know, like you are being highly disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? And you wouldn't necessarily tell Andrew Wiggins to his face, like, yeah, bro, they should trade you for a box. I don't think you're finna say that to that man. So, yeah, I definitely feel you, man.
And somehow you always win with no powers except the people that's protecting you. Still think I'm lying, huh? See, Jack, Becky with the good hair, if y'all was smart and y'all was real like y'all said y'all was, y'all wouldn't be disrespecting black folks like that. See, you said Matt Barnes, Becky, you said you don't disrespect black men. You empower, you uplift. That's what your station is about. So you think my son felt empowered hearing you say that his black daddy that took care of his mama since he was 14 years old, that overcame not having shoes on his feet, that came from a homeless shelter and a free lunch program, that overcame more stuff than you. I could tell the way you talk, boy. You went to a private school. So I overcame and persevered more than you. And you think you got the right to speak on me? You think that was uplifting for my son to hear you say, hey, exclude him from the trade? That was a one-player trade. That's what you say your organization does, is uplift black males? I ain't never seen you uplift nobody but Jeremy Lin. Yeah, y'all made him look real good. He was able to explain his story, tell his side. But every time you mentioned old Kwame Brown, there was some snickering and kickering involved. I wonder why that is. Still think I'm crazy? Ray Rice allegedly got spat on by his wife. Allegedly, he hit his wife. Even though it's on camera, I'm still saying allegedly because y'all playing. He allegedly hit his wife. And y'all made that man apologize to every black woman in America. You made him talk about his mama and how his mama raised him. You made him apologize to his wife and let her put his foot on his neck, even though she was allegedly a little disrespectful herself. See? But then, when the white guy, see, the crazy thing is I could barely remember the guy's name. That's how much you ran his story. Played for the Seahawks. Allegedly stumped that black woman. Allegedly. I saw pictures, allegedly. Face beat up. Didn't really hear much about it after a couple days. He didn't have to go apologize to all black women. He didn't have to go on a campaign letting that woman kick his drawers in his ass and marry him so she can get some of his money. No, that ain't happened. But y'all made sure Ray Rice know his place.
Yeah.
And you wonder why so much violence and aggression in the black community. Y'all kicking these black boys' drawers in their buttocks. Not letting them be men. We already don't have examples of fathers because you guys keep pumping single parent households. And with all this data, with all this science, and with all this proof that it's not offensive to a woman to say, hey, look at this number. And I qualify to talk about it because I grew up in it. And the numbers, I have 5 out of 8 of my brothers go to prison. I qualify to tell my family story, no matter if it hurts your feelings. And we've been caring about feelings for so long that we won't tell the truth. That everything that we pumping and pushing to these kids is nothing that's going to help them be smarter, be successful, and be ready for this future. Seems like you teaching them everything in reverse to make them angry and tear down everything in the streets. To not have them the ability to critical think because you captivating their mind with a game all day. And Fortnite, that was genius, allegedly. Whoever made the game, maybe not Fortnite, I think, allegedly, whoever made the game Fortnite, y'all are allegedly geniuses because there's no pause button on Fortnite.
Yeah, right. Yep.
So now, automatically,
you a smart brother.
When a father corrects a son,
if you're watching this, you are a smart brother.
Because he can't pause it.
Brother, you just hit on the key to everything, bro. Like, social media exists the way that it does because of not just the like button and all of that sort of stuff, but in particular the feed and the way that the feed evolved from Facebook. Facebook did it, and they took just like the idea of a feed, because what it should be is just whatever your friends post in chronological order, you should get a feed of the stuff that comes up, so that, you know, maybe throughout the day, the wholesome version is that throughout the day you would see your entire, you know, friends list in their, you know, timeline and what happened, you know what I'm saying, throughout the day. So yeah, when they decided to do that because I really want to drill in on this. When they decided to do that, they changed up the landscape of everything. And now, and what they changed it to is, so now you instead of getting it in chronological order, you get it in order of likes and who is liking the most things. But it's also a little bit more to the algorithm. Like, if there are videos get priority over everything else, and then pictures, and then text, but then everything gets kind of distributed also by like how much attention it's getting, how many likes it's getting, and all that sort of stuff. I'm sure it's a lot else to it, but that's what you're getting on your feed, and you're never getting anything in chronological order. So you're not really seeing, like, it's not really a good representation or accurate representation of your friends and what's kind of going on. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously people can pay for advertisements, but what he's talking about, like with Fortnite and the pause button, and you can't pause the game to get out of it. Like, once you're in a match, you can't pause the game, so they have your attention. And what this social media era is all based on now is attention. It's all a vie for attention. Everybody wants attention. Women want attention. That's why they use social media more than men. They can post a picture if they're feeling down, and then they'll get 350 likes on that picture, and then it'll get a bunch of comments on the picture with emojis and everything, and then they can choose not to respond to those, you know, if they want to, but it's still attention. And the more likes you get, you know what I'm saying, the more followers you get on Instagram, the more attention you have. And it's all like a pie of America's attention. It's always been that way. That's why they have the Nielsen rating system on the television. You know, when you're watching cable news, and they always talk about the Nielsen rating and what shows got the most views, like the NBA playoffs and the freaking NFL playoffs, and you know the Emmys and the Grammys and all that sort of stuff. Like, they're vying for our attention. And before, it was syndicated television and then cable television, but now it's streaming. Now it's YouTube. Now it's whoever is online and is able to pump out enough content where you can just carve out a small area of attention, of eyes, of people watching you, you know. And it also is about your content, you know what I'm saying, and about what you're saying. But if what you're saying is not being put in front of anybody, then obviously it's not gonna mean anything. So about social media with an app, if I develop an app, it can be the greatest app in the world. It can be useful, it can have utility and all of that sort of stuff. But if I don't get it on the right platform, or if I don't get it in front of people and no one downloads my app, then I'm obviously, one, not gonna make any money from it, and two, you know, it's not gonna generate attention. So I would be losing in that fight for the pie. But if I create an app and it has zero utility and it really doesn't serve any function, it can just get eyes on it. It can be an app that just makes a sound. You press a button and makes no utility, right? You get nothing from it. But if I get that in front of enough people and they spend enough time on it, if I can make it so the function keeps you engaged enough. It's user engagement. That's a really big term that they throw around in a lot of our production meetings and stuff like that, is how can we keep user engagement up? They get to the point where they do statistical analysis. I'm giving y'all game right now, but they get it to the point where they do statistical analysis. Like, they have hypothesis and thesis, and they'll run, you know, obviously studies and stuff like that. And they'll fine tune it to the specific person, and they're trying to tailor your experience to you. And as much as they can do that as possible, they can keep you on the app. They develop like a profile of who you are, what your likes are, what your interests are, and how can they keep your attention on that app more times throughout the day and keep you on. And that's all it's about. And then they can run ads and sell advertisements and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it's super interesting that he actually would bring that up, man. Kudos to you, brother.
And get back to it. Now he pissed off because he was in the chat and he was kicking butt.
I'm gonna go back a little bit.
Geniuses.
Yeah.
Because there's no pause button on Fortnite.
Yeah, man.
So now, automatically, when a father corrects a son, and stop him from that game because he can't pause it and get back to it. Now he pissed off because he was in the chat and he was kicking butt. Now he mad at mama. Now he ripping TVs off wall because he in the chat. And there's no pause button, so he can pause, so he can take care of responsibilities and business outside and listen to his mama's cooking. So now these little boys strengthen with mama and daddy. They don't even want to come out the room. They don't even want to be around their family because they know they're going to stop them from playing that game. And it ain't no pause button.
I'm tripping. I was on the wrong damn channel.
When they
I was watching here.
In that season, they know what to put in the pot.
Like
they don't need your help, sir. So shame on you. So that's easy to control you about not having likes and followers. They've taught you to only listen to the people you like. You got the most followers, man. So mama gotta be nurture their kids and give them mama's cooking. But that I kind of do now. And take care of responsibilities and business outside. So now, automatically, when a father corrects a son, and stop him from that game because he can't pause it and get back to it. Now he pissed off because he was in the chat and he was kicking butt. Now he mad at mama. Now he ripping TVs off wall because he in the chat. And there's no pause button, so he can pause, so he can take care of responsibilities and business outside and listen to his mama's cooking. So now these little boys strengthen with mama and daddy. They don't even want to come out the room. They don't even want to be around their family because they know they're going to stop them from playing that game. And it ain't no pause button. So allegedly, that's genius. See, Jack, See, Becky, if y'all was connected to something, you would have knew better. See, I don't know why they sent Stephen A. at me, but I kind of do now. I kind of do now. Y'all been held away from mama's cooking for so long. And all of y'all need to get recentered and refocused back to your mama's cooking. Sometimes y'all mama warn y'all before trouble happens. My mama used to have bad nightmares and wake up and tell my brothers, don't go over here, don't go over there. And every time they ain't listen, they end up in the cuffs. It's time out for teaching these boys that all they got is basketball and to entertain when all the entertainers are controlled.
Mm-hmm.
We are the like and follow society. Somebody actually joked on the Third Eye Geechee about not having likes and followers. They actually thought that was gonna hurt my feelings. I was taken aback that they thought that. I'm like, man, what the fuck wrong with you? I don't care about that. I've been like this. They have taught y'all to not think. They've taught you to only listen to the people you like. So that's easy to control you. Now, the beehive of strength with anybody over here, whoever's the strongest posse, whoever got the most followers, that's who they give the playbook to. No matter if it makes sense. They know kids don't need sense no more. They ain't been talking to their mamas. Mama got to go to work. They've been telling mama they don't need no man. So mama got to be mama and the man. And what those kids are not getting is mama's cooking. They have made you bash women that sit there and nurture their kids and give them mama's cooking. But that's the thing we need. I'm a product of mama's cooking. No matter what Charlemagne tried to do and dox me for whatever my father did. Because my mama didn't even tell me that, sir. Because she knew. Them mamas know. Them good mamas, when they sprinkling that cooking in that season, they know what to put in the pot. They don't need your help, sir.
That's right, big homie.
So shame on you. Especially with your checkered path. You just proven that you paid for to go along, get along, gang. Y'all controlling the masses by these likes and these followers. Y'all need to go unfollow every celebrity and follow your mama's cooking. Follow somebody in your family that's the example, that's doing it successful, that's doing it the right way. And if you got these women in your life, see, the thing that y'all don't understand, the reason why they're attacking y'all young boys and kicking our drawers and our buttocks so much, because they want our women to take over. If you can look at it, our women are the most strong, masculine jokers in the world. A woman can literally punch you in the face right now, and you do anything short of turning to run, somehow you're bad toxic guy. But they overlook the same behavior that they're claiming they're trying to make the world eradicate, which is bad behavior. See, they taught y'all to join these groups and be a part of something. The more group and the more letters and numbers in front of the group, the more out of control and your behavior can change. Still think I'm crazy? Watch the behaviors of some of these people that join these groups. It is the worst behavior you can ever see. See, I don't follow the group. I don't follow none of that. I watch what works, and I watch behavior. And what I'm seeing right now is people are joining these big groups and getting protection because they know they taught people not how to think, especially not go against somebody they like. Because I like you, I can't disagree with you. Otherwise, we can't be no friends no more.
And that's a big thing too. Being able to disagree, being able to like, and right. And I think that, right, he's right. The programming of liking someone, and if you like them on social media, right, they made it so you like them, but now you can love a post, you can you can care about a post, you can be mad at a post and sad at a post, but you know, you like a person. Then the people that you like and follow, then they will show up on your feed, and you only get the people that you like and follow. You don't get the people you don't like. You don't get the people you disagree with. And then every time you go on Facebook or because Facebook is really the only place that I could think of that you can really have an open dialogue. If you go on Instagram, you're really just posting pictures, and it's really like people treat that like I've heard that people treat it like a resume for yourself. And then on Snapchat is where you party and get drunk, and then people would post all of those crazy pictures because it goes away in 24 hours. And then Facebook is like a kind of a dialogue for a lot of people where they'll post something and then people can comment underneath it, and you can still do that on Instagram, but I just think of, I don't know, more so Facebook for that. And I don't want, you know, Twitter and all that sort of stuff too, obviously, but you know, just in general, like that idea of like when you go into a space and you disagree with someone, if you do start, you know, in the chat or in the comment section or something like that, and you're disagreeing with them, you're gonna get pushback. You're gonna get, you know, met with a lot of people that are they're just not gonna, obviously they're not gonna agree with you. They're not gonna be trying to hear what the heck you got to say. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, if you disagree or you have a different opinion from them, you know, then it's like, well, they'll attack you and they don't even want to hear where you're coming from, right? That's how social media is built for the most part. So, you know, I don't.
Hello, guys and gals. Me, Moodle.
This is me. Oh, that's me fucking up. My bad. But no, that's kind of how social media is built. Like it's like an echo chamber. It's not made for you to have civil discourse with people. It's not made for you to have a difference of opinion where you meet somewhere in the middle and you're able to come to a, you know, where you agree to disagree. That's not what it's for at all. It's for you to build likes and followers and people that agree with you, you know, and that's the opposite of what I would love for, you know, at some point maybe this channel to become. Is I don't want it to be full of people that just agree with me. I want to have a civil discourse with people that from all different walks of life, and if we have differences of opinion, we can actually work on our conversation skills to be able to resolve them. How are we supposed to get better at conversation? How are we supposed to get better at conflict resolution if we avoid conflict? Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, I'm gonna avoid conflict all of my life, and then once I come across some conflict, I'm not gonna know how to deal with it. Or when I have some conflict with a person, like he said, and now we can't be friends and we can't deal with each other. Me and my best friend get into arguments all the time. We get into disagreements. We don't come to blows. It's tense, you know, it's contentious and stuff like that. We really hash it out. But at the end of the day, we respect each other enough to know that we're coming to the table with good intentions, with the best intentions, to just try to understand more about each other's mind, you know. And I don't know where the hell that got lost in the translation, you know what I'm saying, with all of this. But I think it's also from us not having discourse in general, because you having to convey everything through text. Like, we relegate everything to a text. Everything is text based. On a tweet, you even limited to the amount of characters you can put in a tweet. You know, at least on Facebook, you can type this long ass diatribe, but then people will get mad at you for typing that much. You know what I'm saying? When, like, for me, I'm old school. I would rather give a call to someone and have a 5-minute conversation rather than have a 3-hour text message exchange where I have to wait for a response, especially if I'm talking about something that I'm interested in, and then that person has something to do and then they can't respond, and then I'm waiting on a response, and then I have something to do. Like, we could just call and have a conversation. I don't feel like I have enough conversations. I have come to learn that I guess I have a knack for being in a stream of thought. And you know what? If I can't find people, you know, IRL to have conversations with, and I'll sit here in front of this damn camera, and even if don't nobody tune in, I will have a conversation, because this is shit that I think about all the time. This is shit that I ponder, and I'm trying to work on in my personal life, in my personal circle, and hopefully to extrapolate it to a point where, you know, we can start working on it in our community, man. Like, so I'm 100% behind my mans. I feel like we need to protect him at all costs. people like him, people that are willing to speak truth to power and all of that sort of stuff, we need to get behind them. And like he said, stop following along with the masses, stop following along with who's popular and all that sort of stuff, and think for yourself. Listen to the facts, listen to what he's saying versus what everybody else is saying, and then really see who you agree with. Not just, oh man, that's my dude or that's my man's. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I got you, big bro. You know what I'm saying? 100%. Again, shouts out to KwameBrownBustLife, man. Go support the channel. Go like the video, man. Support my mans, 100%.
You saying something against what I said? It's not the way the world works.
You know what, man? I'm sorry. I'm not gonna go ahead and play the rest of it. It's only a few minutes left in the video anyway. But no, man, that's really what I wanted to touch on, because I thought I had watched like the beginning of it, and it really struck me. It was a different tone from some of his other videos, and I think that he noticed as well, like that it had kind of become a bit stagnant, just kind of being on the same thing. I know he was doing a lot of stuff for entertainment value, and now I really enjoy the fact that he's been able to switch it, and now he put the video as it was intended for children, and trying to watch his language and be more mindful of what he's saying and stuff like that. So man, shouts out to you, big bro. 100%. I see the growth, I see the improvement, man, and like I said, you an inspiration to me. I'm gonna keep trying to do this, as much as I can every day. And I'm following your lead, man. So yeah, that's really all I wanted to say. So peace out, y'all, whoever, tunes in and watches, and till next time, we'll have something else to talk about. Deuces, peace out.